Lakers Nation, welcome back to Lakers News Fan Report, your #1 spot for all the breaking news, exclusive updates, and deep analysis on our beloved purple and gold. Today, I've got something that's going to shake you to your core. Something that involves the player who's been carrying this team on his back. The guy who's rewriting Lakers history night after night, and a situation that's growing behind closed doors that could totally change the direction of this season and beyond. You need to hear every word of this, because what I'm about to tell you changes everything we thought we knew about the future of this team. December 2025. The Lakers are sitting at 19 wins and 7 losses, solidly in playoff position, competing for a top spot in the very tough Western Conference. We're watching basketball that feels different, that feels special, that reminds us of those championship years when everything worked. And at the center of it all is one name that's been on everyone's lips. One player who's putting up numbers that make you look twice every single night. A player who just scored 45 points and 14 assists against Utah, who's averaging nearly 35 points per game, who's got Lakers fans dreaming about banner number 18 hanging in Crypto.com arena. But here's what nobody's talking about publicly. Here's what the cameras don't show you. What the post-game press conferences carefully avoid. There's a storm coming, and it's bigger than any of us want to admit. The kind of storm that doesn't announce itself with thunder and lightning, but with small changes, with conversations that happen in private, with decisions that get made in boardrooms far away from the court. And when this storm hits, it could tear apart everything we've been celebrating. Let me take you back to understand how we got here. The Los Angeles Lakers have always been a team defined by their point guards. We've had legends running this team, running offenses, delivering championships. Magic Johnson changed the position, turned the point guard into a 6'9" master who could do everything. Jerry West, Mr. Clutch himself, defined what it meant to perform under pressure. These aren't just names in the rafters. These are the standards by which every Lakers guard gets measured. And then came Luka Dončić. When he arrived in Los Angeles, there were questions. Could he work with the Lakers system? Would his style of having the ball a lot fit with the team's expectations? Could a player who'd spent his entire career with another team truly become a Laker? The people who doubted were loud. The doubters were everywhere, and the pressure was huge. But Doncic didn't just answer those questions. He destroyed them. This season, his first full year in purple and gold, has been nothing short of amazing. 34.7 points per game, 8.8 assists, 8.7 rebounds. Those aren't just good numbers. Those are MVP-level statistics. The kind of production that puts you in conversations with the absolute best of this league. Doncic isn't just playing well. He's playing at a level that forces you to rethink what's possible for a Lakers point guard. That performance against Utah, 45 points and 14 assists. That's not a lucky night. That's not a hot shooting night. That's dominance, pure and simple. And here's the history that should make every Lakers fan stand up and pay attention. With that performance, Luka Dončić now has the most 45-point double-doubles by a point guard in Lakers history. Read that again. More than Magic, more than West, more than anyone who's ever worn the purple and gold at that position. We're watching history being written right now, and somehow we might be about to lose it all. The MVP race this season is tighter than it's been in years. According to the latest rankings, Doncic is sitting third, behind only Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Nikola Jokic. third in the entire NBA. For a player in his first full season with a new team, that's incredible. That's the kind of impact that changes teams, that changes the whole culture of an organization. The Lakers are 5.5 games behind Oklahoma City for the #1 spot in the West. And the only reason we're even in that talk is because of what Doncic brings to the floor every single night. He's not just scoring. He's running the team. He's making everyone around him better. He's taking over fourth quarters, hitting impossible shots, making passes that shouldn't exist. He's doing everything we dreamed about when we imagined what a true superstar could do in this system. And Lakers fans rightfully have been celebrating. We've been posting highlights, talking about his place in team history, planning championship parades. But while we've been celebrating, something else has been happening. Behind the scenes, there are tensions. Not the kind that make headlines right away. Not the big fights that get told to reporters, but the quiet kind. The kind that starts with contract talks that don't go well. The kind that involves different ideas about the direction of the team. The kind that makes a superstar start wondering if things might be better somewhere else. And when you're talking about a 26-year-old player who's already shown he's one of the 5 best players in the world, those tensions matter. They matter a lot. Let's talk about the money reality. Doncic is under contract, but contracts in the NBA can change. Players have power, especially players of Doncic's level. When you're putting up MVP numbers, when you're carrying a team to championship contention, you have influence. And that influence can be used in ways that make front offices very, very nervous. There are whispers, quiet conversations happening between agents and executives. Talks about long-term extensions, about maximum contracts, about what it would take to keep Doncic happy in Los Angeles for the next 10 years. But here's where it gets complicated. The Lakers aren't just building around one player. They've got other things to think about, other contracts to handle, other stars to keep happy. Building a championship team in the modern NBA needs careful balance, needs making tough choices about who gets paid and who doesn't, about which players are truly not available and which ones might be traded for the right price. And when you've got a player like Doncic who can by himself change the path of a team, every other team in the league is watching, waiting, hoping for any sign of trouble. The Dallas Mavericks, Doncic's old team, have reportedly kept in touch with people close to him. That's not strange in the NBA. But it's also not nothing. The Mavericks know what they had in Doncic, know what they lost when he left, and they'd do almost anything to bring him back. They've got salary cap space, they've got assets, and they've got a front office that's shown they can build around a superstar. If Doncic even hints at being unhappy in Los Angeles, Dallas would be the first call. But it's not just Dallas. The New York Knicks have been changing their team, getting ready to make a run at a game-changing player. The Miami Heat, with their culture and their history of developing stars, would absolutely be interested. The Philadelphia 76ers, always looking for that last piece to put them over the top, would give up their future for a chance at Doncic. This isn't guesswork based on nothing. This is the reality of how the NBA works. When a player of Doncic's level might be available, every team with assets and big plans starts making moves. And here's what makes this situation so dangerous for the Lakers. Doncic doesn't owe this team anything. He didn't grow up dreaming of wearing purple and gold. He wasn't drafted by the Lakers, didn't come up through their system, doesn't have many years of emotional tie to the organization. He came here to win championships, to compete at the highest level, to add to his legacy. And if he starts to believe that can't happen in Los Angeles, if he starts to feel like the front office isn't trying to build the kind of team that can actually win it all, he's going to look at his choices. That's not being disloyal. That's just reality. Let's look at how the team is built. The Lakers have talent, obviously, but are they truly built to win a championship right now? They're 19-7, which is great, but they're still 5.5 games behind Oklahoma City. The Thunder are younger, deeper, and probably have a brighter long-term future. The Denver Nuggets still have Nikola Jokic playing at an MVP level. The Phoenix Suns have their own Big Three. The Western Conference is absolutely packed, and getting through it requires more than just one superstar playing amazingly every night. Doncic is doing everything humanly possible. He's averaging career-high numbers. He's playing with great efficiency. He's making his teammates better. But basketball is a team sport, and even the best player in the world can't win alone. If the Lakers can't put the right pieces around Doncic, if they can't improve the team in real ways, if they can't convince him that they're trying to win now and not just staying okay, he's going to start looking around. And once that process starts, once a player of Doncic level starts thinking about leaving, it becomes very, very hard to change their mind. There's also the coaching situation to think about. While the current coaches have done good work, there are always questions about whether the system uses Doncic's talents best, whether the player rotations make sense, whether the defensive plans are championship level. Doncic is a basketball genius, someone who sees the game at a level that very few people can match. If he doesn't feel like the coaches are on the same page, if he doesn't believe in the strategic direction of the team, that's another thing that could push him toward leaving. And then there's the pressure. Playing for the Lakers isn't like playing anywhere else. The expectations are very high. The media attention is constant, and every loss feels like a disaster. Some players do great in that environment. Others find it too much. Doncic has handled it well so far, but he's also human. He's also someone who might start wondering if there's a place where he can compete for championships without so much drama, so much pressure, so much noise. Let me be clear about something. I don't want this to happen. Every part of me, as a Lakers fan, wants Doncic to stay, to build a great team here, to retire with many championships and his number in the rafters. I want him to be the point guard who finally passes Magic and West, who becomes the clear greatest Lakers guard of all time. I want to watch him play in purple and gold for the next 10 years, to see him build chemistry with the next generation of Lakers stars, to see him holding the championship trophy in front of our fans. But wanting something and having it happen are two different things. And right now, there are real reasons to be worried about Doncic's long-term future in Los Angeles. The contract situation, how the team is built, the competition in the Western Conference, the pressure and expectations that come with playing for this team. All of these things create a situation where even the best can go bad quickly. Here's what the Lakers need to do if they want to keep Doncic long-term. First, they need to have honest, clear talks about the future. Doncic needs to hear directly from the owners and managers about their commitment to winning, about their plans for making the team better, about their vision for building a championship team around him. Second, they need to make real moves, not small changes, not slight improvements, but actual, meaningful additions that show Doncic they're serious about competing for titles right now. Third, they need to create a situation where Doncic feels valued, appreciated, and central to everything the organization does. That might sound obvious, but it's harder than it seems. Superstars have pride, and they should. They want to feel like the team revolves around them, like every decision is made with their success in mind. The Lakers have a history of handling big personalities, of keeping stars happy while also keeping the team's values. They need to use that history now. Need to make sure Doncic knows he's not just another player passing through, but the base of the next Lakers great team. The other choice is too painful to think about. Imagine Doncic in a Mavericks. Imagine him leading the Knicks to a championship, bringing a title to New York, while we're stuck being average. Imagine him teaming up with another superstar somewhere else, building the kind of great team that should have been built here in Los Angeles. Those situations aren't just made up. They're real possibilities if the Lakers don't handle this situation perfectly. And that's what makes this time so important. We're watching one of the greatest Lakers seasons in recent memory. We're seeing a player put up historic numbers, break team records, compete for MVP awards. We should be celebrating completely, should be planning for 10 years of being the best. Instead, we're sitting here wondering if this might be the only season we get to enjoy Luka Dončić in purple and gold. That's not being negative. That's being realistic, based on how the NBA works, based on the things I've explained, based on the small signs that something might not be exactly right behind the scenes. I'm choosing to be positive because that's what Lakers fans do. We believe in our team, in our history, in our ability to get and keep the best players in the world. We've seen superstars come and go. We've seen great teams built and rebuilt. And we've always found a way to stay important, to stay competitive, to stay the best example of NBA teams. I have to believe that the same will be true with Doncic, that the front office will do whatever it takes to keep him here, to build around him, to give him every reason to want to spend the best years of his career in Los Angeles. But belief isn't enough. Action is needed. Decisions need to be made. The Lakers are at a turning point, and the path they choose in the coming months will decide whether we're celebrating championships with Doncic or watching him be great from far away. This is the most important time for this team since the championship run in 2020, and how we handle it will define the next 10 years of Lakers basketball. So here's my question for you, Lakers Nation. Do you think the front office will do what it takes to keep Luka Dončić long-term? What moves would you make to convince him that Los Angeles is where he should build his legacy? And if the unthinkable happens, if Doncic does leave, how do we rebuild and move forward? I need to hear your thoughts in the comments below, because this is the conversation that matters most right now. If you want to stay on top of every development with Luka Dončić and the Lakers, if you want the analysis and insights that go deeper than the surface-level talk, make sure you're subscribed to Lakers News Fan Report and hit that notification bell. I'm bringing you the real story, the context, the information you need to understand what's actually happening with this team. Drop a like if this analysis made sense to you. Share this with your fellow Lakers fans, and I'll see you in the next one. Lakers Nation, let's hope we're worrying about nothing, and that Doncic is here to stay. Purple and gold forever. Thank you so much for watching. You guys are the best. We're doing awesome. Please subscribe if you like the videos. Thank you again. See you in the next one. Have an awesome day.